How did it increase tension between Britain and the United States?
You've got to put parentheses around that base, right?
So you're finding 4 limits for this given problem.
If you ask the students to reflect on the most memorable times of their high school career, they will talk about a teacher who made a difference in their lives. They will talk about a transformative experience.
So are you going to use this?
We have values like family, excellence, zeal, and discipline, and they use those values in order to create a better character for ourselves.
But there is a point to it.
We talk a lot about changing from a boy to a man who's ready for college, ready for the next step in their life.
So like this in the middle here.
Father Moreau wanted to take knowledge and pair it with values. Values that say this is the right way to use the information.
If we can train the mind to be keen and acute, but if we can also train the heart to be passionate about whatever the discipline might be,
Patricio.
then we've got what the Holy Cross Educator is about, training the mind and the heart with zeal, with passion.
See it here, beautifully portrayed.
First of all, we need to give our students information, and we should work with them through our core values to forming their lives and their conscience so that ultimately they become transformed.
So how do they get to this grand total numbers in the Electoral College?
Students are what they see, and they are what they experience. And when teachers and the faculty and staff and the adults are modeling those Holy Cross values, the students absorb those values and really made it part of themselves.
The Holy Cross values are drilled in around the chapel walls. Divine providence, family, integrity, zeal, inclusiveness, educating the mind and heart, option for the poor, excellence, hope, and discipline.
I've been the head basketball coach here for 26 years. In a Holy Cross school, we can't look at just wins and losses. We have to look at what I call winning the day with our Holy Cross core values.
The Holy Cross values aren't something that just the teachers talk about in the classroom. The teachers as a whole strive to make them realities.
They reflect the Holy Cross core values more than they really know.
I've always heard that students don't necessarily listen to what you're saying, but they watch what you're doing. And I think that's especially true with the core values.
Our core values are an example that God is active and working through us. That's divine providence.
Responding to that providence is what helps us grow.
I really think at the end of the day, we have to really have a firm belief that God is holding the strings.
The providence of God, God acting in the life of every one of our schools, provides an opportunity to influence lives in so many ways. If you asked anybody what the most important value that existed in a Holy Cross school, they would say family.
When you walk into the door, you become a part of a family and not so much just a student of a school.
1, 2, 3,
Through our school spirit, through all the rallies, you can really see how students come together.
It starts with the president establishing the practice of greeting students at the door every morning.
Good morning.
It can be negative 10 degrees out, and he is out there every single morning welcoming those children.
Good morning, guys. How are we doing today? Good.
To have that friendly face that they see the first time they walk into the building and make them feel welcome, like they are in a place that cares very much about the entire student.
Stacy, how are you doing today?
Everybody knows your name. You're not a number. You are cared for.
We really don't have cliques here at Holy Trinity. You're never going to see someone alone. There's always going to be someone there for you, supporting you.
Everyone has each other's back. You know, we'll do anything for our brother.
Our students, they're not here just from the opening bell to the last period of the day. They're here from early in the morning to late at night. They're here on weekends.
In many cases, they don't have a particular thing to do. They're hanging out with each other and with their teachers.
We all come together and we become something greater.
There's this reciprocal relationship at the end where the kids, as much as you try to give them, they give back.
Nick, what do you think?
And through this kind of communion of togetherness, it makes teaching more of a mission and less of a job.
But I don't understand.
We are a family at our schools, and our family includes lots of different people from all different economic backgrounds, social backgrounds, and different races. And we celebrate that.
You have a lot of different people coming to you in the classroom. You have all these different backgrounds, kids coming from everywhere.
And I think because they do come from so many different places, it's almost easier to develop that family cohesion.
We learn that you can sit side by side with people that are very different than you and still appreciate their values, appreciate their religion, appreciate their society that they come from.
Whether you are coming from inner city Cleveland or suburban West Side, or you're white or black or Muslim, Jewish, Catholic, it doesn't matter. You're an Edsman. You belong here.
They're just really accepting at this school.
And it doesn't matter about race. We don't see color. We see each other for human beings.
We want everyone to feel embraced and part of the community.
Diversity, I think, really adds to who we are.
I like to describe diversity as a statistic. It's just the numbers. We have X percentage of this and X percentage of that. But inclusiveness is how you deal with the diversity.
We have students from all walks of life. Our challenge as educators is to make sure that they realize that each person in our community has value, has importance, deserves respect, deserves kindness, deserves consideration.
They come from 50 different zip codes and over 100 different elementary schools. And so they really are not a cohesive group when they walk in the door.
We have kids come to our school from 85 different 8th grade schools. They come in very much as individual packages, and they immerse themselves into the Hoban family. And it's teaching kids to kind of get over this disease of me.
We have a lot of different cultures at Holy Trinity, and that was something new to me. I had to get out of my own bubble, and having kids coming from different countries, it was just amazing.
Parents say, how is my son going to fit in here? He's not an athlete. Or how is my daughter going to fit in here? She is not a brainiac.
We have a great reputation for welcoming students of all abilities.
So the anti-federalist...
As a teacher, one of the greatest things that I get to experience on a daily basis is the inclusion of all these different learning levels into a classroom.
Some of our highest achieving students will go to the most selective universities in the country, but we also realize that every family, every neighborhood, every block has students who have various academic abilities.
Continue boiling.
We are among some of the only Catholic schools in the United States that educate students with some significant cognitive disabilities.
We take each student where they are and take them as far as they can go.
We not only try to strive for success in the classroom, but we also strive for success in educating the heart.
We're going to see it again and again as we make our way through the Old Testament.
In being educators of the heart, we are also educators of the Christian values that are deeply held in all of our hearts.
One of the mission priorities is to be an educator in the faith. Notice it's not of the faith, it's in the faith. And that refers to an attitude of accompaniment. We accompany our students on their journeys of faith.
Regardless of religious denomination or a faith background, we actively encourage all of our students to participate in every aspect of our campus ministry program.
There are students at our school that aren't Catholic, and we're not out to force them to become Catholic.
I thought, well, what if they judge me because I'm not Catholic? But they don't judge me. They accept me for who I am.
I'm not Catholic. I'm a Muslim student.
I'm always welcoming different faiths. I always tell my students that they don't have to agree with me. They just have to be able to back what they believe. And I want them to be able to go through that process of thinking about why they believe what they believe and maybe growing beyond what they thought they believed.
I love religion class here because I'm Catholic and I know the stories of the Bible, but at Gilmore I learned how to apply them into my daily life.
Yes, I went to church every Sunday, but I didn't know what it meant to be a Catholic, and I had to learn that at Holy Trinity.
We are not concerned about just educating the very best, the very brightest, and the very wealthy. We always have an option for the poor, a preferential option for the poor.
We do reach out to the communities that need and want what we offer and can't necessarily get it on their own.
We will make sure that they have an education at our schools.
70% of our students come from financially challenged backgrounds and are on financial assistance from us, as well as other scholarship agencies.
You know, I'm not in the best financial situation, and I know what it means to struggle.
Many of them are from single-parent families. Many of them live in disadvantaged neighborhoods, and so their trek to school can be a challenge.
Good morning. How are you?
It wasn't easy, you know, my mom working 2 jobs and everything. I'm not working, not supporting her like I could, and she doesn't want me to work, you know, because she wants me to stay in school and make sure I'm focused on that.
Many of them are very, very bright and just never had the opportunity to really stretch their wings. They haven't been challenged. Either their family or the school they came from assumed that there were limits on what they could do.
This is for your sophomore service retreat requirement, so you have to do your best. As always, excellence is key.
All of our schools have programs that require students to serve the poor, the disadvantaged.
I love service, and I know a lot of the teachers here do. I think it's a great way to connect with the community.
It's part of a preferential option for the poor, but it's also a lesson about who we are as a member of society, as a member of a family.
We ask our students to do service.
You shouldn't just be doing service because you want something out of it. You should be doing it out of your own heart.
It's not just give of the wealth that you have, but it's give of everything that you have, right? Everyone is called to give in some way, time, talent, treasure, whatever it might be. That's the gospel message.
We have tons and tons of opportunities for service, whether it be the school-led service trip that occurs every spring break, or student-led organizations.
We have this service day where everybody goes out and does service across Chicago.
Every Thursday evening, we send out 2 vans and we visit the homeless in the greater Cleveland area.
It's been really powerful to be able to see homelessness and poverty with my own eyes and to actually interact with these needy people.
I am constantly finding myself signing up for so many service trips.
There's people I know who have over 100 service hours done when we're required 20.
Students have gone to El Salvador, to Haiti. We have a sister school in Haiti.
2 of my children have traveled to Peru, to a medical orphanage. 3 of my children have had the opportunity to go to Tanzania to work in orphanages. They've worked with street children there.
You can't help, once you've experienced that, and to recognize what's in somebody else's life, that doesn't change you.
Our students always surprise me by their generosity of spirit. They are willing to give of themselves to whatever they do.
What is instilled in me is a zeal for service and the option for the poor.
Moreau's vision of zeal was to make God known, loved, and served.
Every teacher at Gilmore is filled with zeal.
If Charlie wanted to take the content of this paragraph,
when you walk in here, you feel a level of excitement.
Zeal prompts you to go way out of your way to respond to the student outside of the classroom.
I think every teacher in the building helps moderate a club or an organization.
Friday is our overnight event at Camp Chris.
I love that opportunity to build those relationships with our students in a way that's distinct from but adds to the classroom experience.
It's almost palpable that they can identify that these teachers are making a difference in my life.
Our charisms, our mission, our vision comes alive when the students interact with the faculty and staff and see hope.
Basil Moreau said that the Brothers of Holy Cross should be men with hope to bring.
Ave Crux Spes Unica. Holy Cross, our one hope.
We are a school with hope to bring.
I have a great sense of hope because once you've gotten to know these students, you have hope for what's going to come in the world.
I see students walk across that stage, and it's students that have grown in amazing ways and are now going out to pursue amazing opportunities with hope, with that hope that yes, they can really do this.
There are these mature people who are going out into the world better prepared to really live out their lives as true Christians.
By the time they're seniors, we're asking them questions about, okay, you've been here long enough. Now you know what the charisms are. How have you brought these into your life?
I'm gonna remember the teachers who guided me, the people who challenged me, the people who made me want to become better, who inspired me to focus on my faith.
Holy Trinity really helped me develop into a better spiritual person.
And I think that the Holy Cross core values that were deeply inscribed in me from day one when I got to Hoban is what's going to serve me well for the rest of my life.
So when I walk across that stage, I'm going to be having tears of joy and appreciation for all the people who believed in me. It only pushed me and propelled me to move forward and become the strong young adult that I am.
I feel confident that they are going to pay it forward in all kinds of different ways.
I would like them to be dedicated to a greater community, the world community, and become servant leaders.
The teaching life has so much to offer. You can find great happiness in this ministry.
I can be part of a family. I can learn so that I can transform lives.
When the brothers are no longer in the schools, the teachers will continue to live the Holy Cross core values so that 20, 30, 40 years from now, our schools continue to grow and thrive as not just high schools, not just Catholic high schools, but Holy Cross Catholic high schools.